I'm still on this dang bike. I promised myself that I wasn't getting off until I was calm, cool, collected. I haven't always had that privilege. A lot of times I'd have to drop my daughter off and then rush to a zillion meetings. And the beauty of this moment as I build my business is that I have today. Today my calendar got cleared due to a terrible circumstance with my builder, or not builder, the renovation team. We're having to redo the poor quality work that was done in the guest bathroom. And so I had to cancel my meeting with the pastor's wife that I was looking forward to and instead be home. Well, that created some space for Gigi to release and for me to have some time to practice the high performance habits. This is why I'm passionate, friends. This is really it. I try to write web copy. I try to present it in a way that's workforce focused because we all go to work. We all care a lot about that. But what I care about more than anything is your family. It's been my favorite thing about developing leaders is I get to know their teams and the important work they're doing. But what is that purpose? It's we're working to make the world a better place. And for those of us as leaders, for the sake of our teams that we employ. And most importantly, the biggest, most important part of my work is to make people better so that when they go home to their kids and to their families, they're extraordinary. That they don't go home from a workplace that was so toxic their health is in jeopardy, that was so toxic they're addicted to email all night, that was so toxic they're not even present, they're just disengaged, zoning out on some Netflix and chill time. The workplace needs improvement. And you know how we do that? You can't wait for it to happen. You don't just keep hopping jobs, hoping the next one's gonna be better, only to find out you found the same set of problems. This is called root to rise. We root into who we are to rise and make this world a better place. That is my passion. And also looking at the reason I'm able to sweat this off. I think I'm like 5 rides in, full confession. I have cried, I have gotten mad. I've decided, instead of calling, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going live like this. Instead of calling my Black family who I would normally call for some comfort because they get it, I decided to call someone that God has placed in my life. And that person, I had a hard time disclosing this with because they're white. And they said, I don't see color. And immediately I was like, that's part of the problem. And I was like, cool your jets, Jay, cool your jets, right? Yes, we see color. If you walk in, when I walk somewhere, people notice my daughter's Black. Don't kid yourself. And also, to those of us who are more awakened to this conversation, don't get so frustrated because they don't get it, right? The lesson I learned in this moment was to try something different. And this person said to me, choose God's love. The problem is a lot of people don't know God. So they don't love themselves the way God loves them. They don't, and therefore that self-love flows into the world. So when you don't have self-love in your heart, it's really hard to pour that love out to others. And so I said, okay, pay attention to the love that's in this world. And that individual showed me a lot of love by saying, I honestly don't know what to say, but I'm sorry you're hurting. And that was enough. Turns out I didn't need to go get all angry and upset and mad at the world. And I know that I share this because I know I'm not alone. It's Black History Month, one of my favorite months to, in some ways it's great because we acknowledge, in other ways it's not so great because it's 1/12 of the year. But I think if it's not on the calendar, we ain't doing it. So it is good that it is a month dedicated to honoring this. And for a long time, I felt like it wasn't my story to share because I'm not Black. But dang, I sure do get to hear a lot living at the intersection of Black and white. Not only because I'm super close with my daughter and have chosen a path where heart talks have been the cornerstone of our lives, but because I have a lot of white friends who don't get it, and I have a lot of Black family who I've adopted to help me through this. And I've had the honor of hearing all of those stories. And one thing I know for sure, we don't see each other. So the lesson I learned by choosing to do something different, putting a different input into my mind, placed a different outcome in front of me. So I invite you to sign up for a course, learn. If you know that your life is a little out of control and your kids and your loved ones aren't getting what you need, that's why I built the Life Design Lab. It helped me design my life where chaos and crazy weren't the descriptors of my days. So I really did pour my heart and soul into that so that other people could live extraordinary lives. And now I'm kind of seeing why that's so important, right? So many people think that their kids are fine. Their kids tell them that doesn't happen at our school. Yeah, that's because our kids aren't talking. And you know why? Because they love us and they don't want to put more on our plate. They see that you're busy. They see that you're stressed. They don't want to share that. But I get to hear it. I love hearing kids' hearts and they know it. And I'm just here to tell you right now, love on your kids. You won't miss the email. You know what I do sometimes? This is horrible to admit, but I'm going to share one of my favorite practices. You just create a folder, you title it 0 because that'll put it at the top of your list. And you click and select all, and you drag everything into that folder, and you just start with a clean slate and you give your kids your full undivided attention. You know why that's important? Because your subconscious is smart. Your brain is brilliant. Your brain knows, oh, I got to pay that bill. Like my brain right now knows I got 2 cancer bills on my desk that need to be paid today. Those will tug at my subconscious until they're paid because your brain pays attention. Your brain is wired so intelligently. And so get the things done that need to get done and deprioritize some things. Put your family first this weekend. Love on your kids. Man, cancer has softened my heart, and this country life has also taught me that some of the things that I used to believe aren't necessarily true. So I invite you to question, take a look in the mirror and ask, is the way that you're doing things really working for you? Because for me in this moment, I'm learning I've carried a lot of hate and hurt that I don't need to carry anymore. And I hope that's true for you too. Because when we can let that go, we can help our kids not see that we have to live that way. And I'm just praying today that my kid comes home from school happy and not hurting. And I hope the same for your kids and for your families. With love, my friends. Even when it's hard, you go out there and you shine your love and light and you reveal that brilliance that's in you. Mwah.